welcome to my home again. I'm happy to answer the question. You know, ever since I was a kid, I've always been a hard worker. I've always looked for ways to, go out and make an income. I ultimately worked my way through college and got a, business school, got a marketing degree, and was quickly recruited by companies. I went to work for Xerox out of college for several years, was recruited there by Johnson & Johnson, and then ultimately with Bostic. And at Bostic, I ended up managing very large global customer relationships like Procter & Gamble and Kimberly-Clark, and working in various international markets all over the world for most of 12 years. I ran our Latin American operations for several years, worked in Asia, all through the Pacific Rim, Southeast Asia, ended up becoming the first Western general manager of a large Japanese joint venture company in Osaka, Japan. I also worked in Eastern Western Europe, and so I got a pretty good global business experience. I ended up running worldwide sales and marketing and customer service, ran basically a $200 million business. And so through those years of traditional business, I learned a lot of good skills, and I worked hard, and I still work hard. But always I wanted to be an entrepreneur, and I think many people feel that same way. And so I ultimately bought in a minority interest into a small U.S. industrial distribution business, but over the next several years grew that business, and it became quite substantial, and I sold. And I sold and moved on and started another company that became one of the largest medical liability insurance underwriting companies in the state of Texas and outside of Texas as well. And I sold that company. And so I've had the good fortune to start a number of businesses. I founded and currently own one of the largest national restaurant brands in the U.S. and also a national health benefits company and some other things. But my real passion and focus was, and the real opportunity was to co-found Sozo. Sozo is the first business I've ever been involved with that specifically focuses on the entrepreneur and creates the opportunity for the entrepreneur. And so my traditional business background, which is with many years in global manufacturing as well, gives me just almost a perfect alignment to come into this business, which I consider to be somewhat of a non-traditional business, but be able to use those same skills and leverage Sozo globally as we expand this business. So, and I feel very fortunate to be able to do that. Well, I know many people haven't heard of Sozo, and yet we're in our third year now. So the company is strong, very well capitalized, excellent products, but many people haven't heard of Sozo primarily because we learned a lot about this industry when we were building our business plan. We spent more time studying why do companies fail than why do companies succeed. And interestingly, a lot of companies fail because they put their energy into selling something first rather than building a foundation on stone. And so we spent our time basically looking inward, building our team, building our internal software systems and our outside Sozo Builder tools for our distributors, building our compensation plans, certainly substantial amount of time and energy and money in our product development initiatives and building our product line. And so the focus was really internal for the first 2 years, yet it's amazing. Many of our distributors stayed with us those first 2 years and are enjoying the benefits of that commitment today. But now, as we move forward, we spent a substantial amount of money in our new marketing initiatives, and we're preparing to take the business outside the U.S. And this is the great thing about it. When you think about why companies haven't heard of Sozo, because we've been quiet and we've been busy working and building. So Sozo initially wasn't a real flashy company that went out there and spent time selling its products, but really spent time building the foundation for long-term success. Now that we've turned our attention to the field, everything we do is to serve our distributor above all else. And what's been amazing is the amount of leaders that have joined our company. Sozo is so well positioned in terms of field leadership as well as corporate leadership to really achieve the goals, objectives, and dreams that we originally had. So why is Sozo different? It's a great question. I would tell you that we set out specifically to address what we consider some concerns in the industry. The industry doesn't have the greatest reputation for integrity, doesn't have the greatest reputation for serving their distributors. In fact, it has a reputation for showing, hard to achieve lifestyle to attract distributors, knowing that ultimately they may never be able to achieve the dream that has been put out in front of them. And for example, in my last company, which was a medical liability insurance underwriting company, one of the biggest problems in the industry was retention. How do you retain your client doctors that we underwrote every single year? And the solution to the problem was to have a policy that never expired. We gave them the first ever continuous policy form ever created in the United States. If the policy never expired, there was no basis to lose the doctor when it was renewing every year. Likewise, in Sozo, I look at this industry and I don't accept the very high level of attrition. But the industry does. So the industry is perfectly happy making promises that few people can attain, and so that you never stop recruiting because 9 out of every 10 people won't stay in your business for a year. I think that's an integrity issue. I think it's a credibility issue on that business, and it creates a great opportunity for Sozo. In my feeling, just like in the insurance business, is why couldn't you create a company where people looked at the company and joined and wanted to stay? One of the reasons is that the industry basically has people hanging off the cliff from day one. They bring them in, it's 100% commission. Training and professional development is largely up to the individual to pursue. And if they have enough drive, and if they have enough passion, if they have enough time, and if they have enough financial staying power, they might be successful. I just flat out see it differently. If you went to work for a traditional company, as you started your employment, they might give you health insurance, life insurance, dental insurance. You might even get a company car. You'd make a good salary, and you'd have the ability to improve that salary over time as you got promoted and earned bonuses and so forth. So my philosophy is you bring that to our business today. You give the traditional entrepreneur business that has been traditionally, a hanging off the cliff opportunity for people, and you put them in a traditional business package. So that's one of the things that makes Sozo different and allows us to reform the industry. We show distributors how in 90 days they can get health insurance paid for by the company, dental insurance, vision insurance. We provide a life insurance policy, and we also pay for a BMW. You own it, but we pay for it. And we give you a great opportunity to earn income. We have a compensation plan that we believe is absolutely unparalleled in the industry worldwide. We spent months and months and months building this compensation plan, getting outside experts involved, testing it through hundreds of thousands of generations of genealogy to ensure that we could have integrity behind the plan. And what I mean by that is put a plan in the market that doesn't change 3 or 4 years later after somebody's hard work has allowed them to achieve the very promise we make, only to have a company change the compensation plan. At Sozo, that's not the company that we are. So we're applying traditional business metrics that I learned in traditional business to what is viewed as a non-traditional business. I think we have the ability to bring people into Sozo, most of which will stay because they're making a good living, they have great benefits that don't exist in any other network marketing company that we're aware of, or any other direct sales environment. We're providing them a culture of integrity with a management team that's consistent in what we're trying to accomplish. We're out to build a legacy business, a business that will outlive all of us, but where the individual distributor can find a home. And that's really what Sozo is all about. Sozo is a biblical term. It stands for health, rejuvenation, healing, and salvation. And that's what we stand for at Sozo. And we hope that the distributors that take a look at our company will recognize the unique attributes and qualities that make Sozo an unparalleled opportunity as compared to anybody else in our industry. That's a great question. Both the products we sell as well as the systems we provide our distributors so that they can build their business successfully are unique. But let me start with the products first. So Sozo owns the worldwide rights to an active ingredient called coffee berry. Coffee berry comes from the fruit on the outside of a coffee bean. And that fruit is called mucilage, and it happens to be the highest ORAC containing fruit on earth. ORAC stands for oxygen radical absorbance capacity. It's the measure of an antioxidant. And no food of any kind on earth even touches the antioxidant equivalent of coffee berry. The problem with this fruit is when you pick the coffee bean, the moisture inside the fruit actually creates a process that destroys the ORAC in just a matter of hours. So the world has known for 25 years that this is a powerful, all-time top of the superfood chain antioxidant fruit, but there was no way to actually use it. So the only people benefiting from the fruit were the workers in the field who would pick the beans and eat it. So our partners figured out over 7 years how to stabilize the ORAC in the fruit on plantation and convert it into the active ingredient, coffee berry. We now own the worldwide rights to coffee berry in the direct sales industry. So that being said, We've taken that ingredient along with a variety of other patented food and vegetable blends and created the beverage Sozo. We're the only company we know of in the world that has had our nutritional beverage validated by third-party science. We did an independent third-party pharmaceutical grade blood efficacy study to measure the impact of our product on human blood over time. And the biomarkers that came back are amazing around anti-inflammation and a whole variety of other health benefits, including extremely high antioxidant value, natural antioxidant value. The products we make are all 100% food, 100% natural, no preservatives, no synthetics. And each of the products we make in the categories are the best-in-class product in that marketplace in the world as we know it today. So now you take that world-class product line, which we know is important in this industry, and the ability to credibly talk about those products in an industry where people say a lot of things that they feel, but there's no third-party data or science to back it up. You know, everything we do at Sozo, we want to be transparent and be outstanding and have complete integrity and credibility, which is why we went out and spent a six-figure sum of money doing that pharmaceutical study. But moving forward then, you say, what are the systems? We have built Sozo University. We created Sozo Builder, which is a best-in-class online tool suite to allow the independent business builder to effectively work from home. And in today's market, you know, the baby boomer generation is aging, so the millennial generation is moving into this marketplace in record numbers. And that's a generation that, you know, may want to start work at 11 o'clock at night and finish at 3 o'clock in the morning. We have the tools to allow that person to be successful at Sozo doing that. So it's not a generational business, and the tools we built are there to help anybody who wants to build a successful business. We provide each builder a replicated website to direct their business activities through. We have a back office with great metrics and data so you can watch commission earnings grow and see order patterns from folks as you build your business. The things we've done at Sozo are better than the industry norm, and we've had the opportunity to do it from the ground up. We're well capitalized. We have the right management team. We have over 150 years of experience in our management team in the industry to help us know how to navigate some of the pitfalls that other companies that have started up have fallen into. So we emerge now in our third year with a great base business. All the foundation is built, and all energy at Sozo is now focused on the distributor above everything else we're doing, so that the distributor becomes successful, and then we leverage from that into the new international markets in front of us, including a country that we have a team on the ground right now as we get ready to expand into that new market. So it really comes down to just making a commitment to be the best and to make the next right decision in order that the people who put their credibility and their trust and their time into the business feel that that was a good investment, and that over time all parties associated with the business win. You know, many people have asked me about the future for Sozo, and I think in particular because of my background building and selling companies. So let me be just real clear. We did not build Sozo to make a quick dollar and sell this company. We're building a legacy company. It's my intent that this company will outlive me and outlive everybody involved, that it will go on to stand the test of time. We built Sozo specifically for a number of reasons. Certainly to create a great business opportunity that will help people achieve the goals in their life. We are fanatically committed to that. But in addition to that, we built Sozo to literally change the world. So we went out and formed a partnership with World Vision, which is the world's largest Christian humanitarian intervention organization in the world, and formed a 501c3 charity called Sozo Water for Life. And we're active now in two what's known as ADPs, or Area Development Projects, in Honduras in partnership with World Vision, and I've committed $750,000 late last year to that initiative with World Vision. The business is bigger than just making money. We will literally change the lives of the children and families in those two area development projects that we sponsor. And as a matter of fact, we have Sozo families now that are sponsoring children in Honduras through the World Vision sponsorship program. That's the bigger purpose of why we exist. So Sozo is more than just your traditional company, but more than that, I want to create a home. I think the ability for somebody to come into Sozo and build a long-term alignment with our company, and we take this company and go from country to country to country around the world, bringing great products, connecting good people to a good business opportunity, ultimately giving people oftentimes their first entrepreneurial opportunity and oftentimes their first independent income. That's a great mission. That's a great vision for our company. It's driven by a culture of people who really care about people. I mean, at Sozo, we value our people as the most important asset of the company, and we always will. And so as we move forward in Sozo, the idea for where we are is to take Sozo today, that's primarily a North American company, and we'll one country at a time expand this business over the next 25 years or so. At the same time, make real world change through our charitable causes, and ideally in the lives of our independent distributors, so that over time, collectively, we're all better for having been part of Sozo.